Vamos voltar pro joguinho. Aí já tinha terminado de equipar. Aí agora a gente vende o restante e vai embora.
Are you sure I'm sure you...
Deixar essas coisas ali. Frasco, você vende frasco? Eu quero frasco. Eu tinha gastado o frasco que eu tinha, pelo visto. Olha esse item ali, que boladão, velho. Vamos ver aqui. Bálsamos. Os frascos que a gente acabou de comprar. Ah, a gente compra e vende pelo mesmo valor? Nice. Ah, esses cristais então são pra equipar o moço. De pedra. Não sei o que é só pra vender. Tá bom. Esse resto aqui a gente não precisa vender, não. E a vontade de comprar isso aqui, hein? Mas vamos embora. Pra onde que a gente vai? Vamos ver. Isso aqui são as missões de companheiros. Mercado de Denerim. Osamar pra falar com os anões e os elfos. Tá, vamos ver pra onde que a gente vai.
Yes.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Vilarejo de penhasco vermelho. Ali a gente já foi. Aqui também. Aqui também. Ali é onde a gente vai falar sobre a Jenny Vermelha. Cabana de Flames. Vamos para Denerim primeiro. Denerim. Para ver de colé. Vai ser luta ou vai ser
Sometimes. Lovely.
I'm taking these apprentices to Redcliffe. The first enchanter says you need every able-bodied mage for the war. They're young, but capable enough, as you saw.
Is it true? Is this the Great Blight?
As you desire.
Mais nada pra catar por aqui. Pra cá também não. Que nível aqui? A gente precisa de nível... Não, pera, não é ali que eu vejo o nível deles. Tá, a Liliana tá no 10, eu preciso dar no nível 12.
You know, maybe this isn't the best time to be thinking about this, but I've something to ask you. Seeing as we're in Denerim now, I'm wondering if we might be able to look someone up.
Você tem uma amiga fora dos Guardiões
I'm not
Secretos?
talking about a friend, exactly. And no, it's not that sort of friend either. The thing is, I have a sister, a half-sister. I told you about my mother, right? She was a servant at Redcliffe Castle and she had a daughter. Only, I never knew about her. I don't think she knew about me either. They kept my birth a secret, after all. But, after I became a Grey Warden, I did some checking, and... well, I found out she's still alive. In Denerim.
Você a contatou?
No. I thought about writing her, but I never did. And then we were called down to Ostagar, and I never got the chance. She's the only real family I have left. The only family not also mixed up in the whole royal thing. I've just been thinking that maybe it's time I went to see her. With the blight coming and everything, I don't know if I'll ever get another chance to see her. Maybe I can help her. Warn her about the danger, I don't know.
O que você está esperando que ela fará?
I'm not sure. I don't know anything about her except her name and where she lives. Her name is Goldana, and I think she remarried but still lives just outside the alienage. If we're in the area, then, well, it's worth a look.
Tá.
So tell me, was the Tower of Magi everything you thought
Good
it
day.
would be?
Abominations running rampant. Templars ready to slaughter every mage in sight. Yes, it rather met all my expectations.
You don't think you might have been better off getting your training there, instead of whatever your mother taught you?
You're right. My mother didn't nearly have as many abominations running about. That's certainly...
Ai, a gente aceita tudo. Caguei.
It would have improved my education.
The one who repents, who has faith unshaken by the darkness of the world, and roasts not, nor gloats over the misfortunes of the weak, but takes delight in the Maker's law and creations.
Boasts. It's boasts, sister, not roasts.
She shall know the peace of the Maker's benediction. The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the next.
Peace, sister, peace. She shall know the peace of the Maker's benediction.
The veal holds no uncertainty for her, and she will know no fear of death, for the Maker shall be her bacon and her shield, her foundation and
Seu
her...
bacon e seu
There's no
escudo.
veal in the chant. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
Eu deveria deixar você cuidar das suas coisas. Eu gostei mais da versão dela do canto. Não posso interromper isso, o que quer que seja?
Oh, it's not an interruption, dear. We were just finishing up before mealtime. What can I do for you?
O que você tá fazendo?
Praying for the good people of Denerim who've lost loved ones at Ostagar. It's usual to recite a stanza from Transfigurations when you pray for the departed.
It's usual to recite the stanza correctly.
That's what I said.
Você pode me falar sobre o
Tell
canto?
you about the chant? What? As if it's a cake you might buy? Well, it's done enough, but a little too much nutmeg for my taste.
Sister, instructing the ignorant is a sacred duty of the chantry.
Fine, then. What do you want to know?
Agora vai
It's the
ser da
10th
stanza agora.
stanza from the Transfigurations. Lovely canticle, that one. Oh, you should have heard Brother Caedmon sing it, though.
Deve ter cantado bem, imagino.
He had a voice like a bucket full of toads. Revered Mother Boanne, bless her heart, always said, if we had more voices like his, the Maker couldn't fail to take note of us.
O que aconteceu com ele?
It was tragic, really. Such a surprise.
We don't speak of that.
Ele morreu?
He was in charge of the lyrium storehouse. It wasn't good for him, you see. He took off all his clothes in the middle of the chant one summer day and ran into the street. He tripped and fell into the vat of elderberry wine for the feast and drowned.
Que horror!
We were 6 days drying him out for his cremation. He looked like a pickled egg. So tragic.
Chante
Oh,
disso
there
pra
are
das
some very
trevas.
stirring canticles about doom and wrath.
Darkspawn were created by mankind's second sin, pride. Arrogance became a great caged beast in the lands of Tevinter, an emptiness that consumed all and could never be filled. To satisfy its hunger, the mage lords assaulted the golden city, heart of all creation, to take the Maker's power for themselves.
Why does no one ever sing the good stanzas during chantry services anymore? They speak them. It's called the chant of light, not the speech of light.
Sister, would you kindly stop messing up the chant?
See how you like being interrupted.
Well, you get the general idea, I'm sure.
Canto menciona elfos?
Yes and no, dear.
The official version of the chant does not speak of the elves. Some of the dissonant verses, however, do mention the disciple Shartan.
O que são os versos dissonantes?
The chant has changed over time. Some of the verses that were sung in the past were taken out. The canticles of Shartan were stricken from the chant in the Glory Age. They are no
Velho
longer
Novo
sung,
Testamento.
though scholars still sometimes read them.
Quem foi Shartan?
He was an elven disciple of the prophet. A former slave like Andraste herself, he rallied his people against the Imperium. He was given to the flames alongside Our Lady.
Porque os versos dele não são parte não são parte oficial do
Divine
canto.
Renata had the verses removed during the exalted march on the Dales.
Há mais de uma versão do canto?
Of course. The official chant of light is written in Tevinter, but it is translated into the languages of the believers. Some ideas are lost in the process of translation, and words take on unintended meanings. There's a dreadful pun in the Orlesian version in the Canticle of Threnodies, and languages are always changing. The chant must adapt if it is to be understood by the people hearing it.
All men are the work of our Maker.
São atualizadas? De quê?
Maker's hands.
Quantas vesículas eu tenho? Não deveria estar aqui bilha de cadáver? Não, vesícula que eu preciso. Não de bilhas.
From the lowest slaves to the highest king. No time for chat, dear. It's mealtime.
Sister, that's hardly polite.
It's true, though, isn't it? Doesn't the chant say, you may not lie, for there is only one truth?
Blessings of the Maker and of Andraste, his bride, upon you.
Tá.
Good to see you again.
Again? Tá bom. Ah, ele da cooperativa de magos, a gente deve se conhecer.
Leave me to my business.
Tá bom. Que roupa horrorosa essa da Viviane. Oh, você pode abrir isso aqui pra nós?
They say you can get anything here.
Right away.
I once got pickpocketed.
You here to report another crime? I swear we should just cordon off the entire district. Oh, can I help you, Warden?
Ser do mercado é ruim assim?
The lower market isn't deemed important by the captain of the guard, even less with Al Howe in charge. So when I finally get the new men I request, I get the delightful surprise of discovering they're Lord Such-and-Such's illegitimate, untrained, moronic whelps. But lords keep sending me more of them. It's decent pay, no expectations, a uniform. So I have a legion of bastards to protect the market from pickpockets, stabbings, and whatnot, and Al Howe's specially picked men are the worst of the lot.
Como eles são piores?
With the bastards, I just have to worry about dicing, the odd bit of drool, or yelling at them too loudly and hurting their poor feelings, and then getting chewed out by their noble fathers. But I swear, the Arl's men are more criminal than the miscreants we occasionally arrest. Some of them are the criminals we have to arrest. So if your lifeblood isn't draining in the gutters as we speak, don't bother reporting it.
Na verdade, você precisa de alguma ajuda.
What? You're serious? I mean, yes, I could use help. I've got a pretty popular establishment that's crawling with mercenaries. If I send my boys in, someone might get, maker forbid, hurt, and I'll have to explain to their noble fathers that being a guard is actually dangerous. The name of the whorehouse is the Pearl. Beat down any mercenaries that are out of line and send them a message. I said beat down, not kill. Let me make that really clear. Not on fire, or exploded, or make a nose, whatever type of grisly death you can dream up. Sorry. Used to giving orders to my boys. Just leave them breathing and I'll be happy.
Beleza.
Thank you, Warden. Happy hunting.
Tagarela.
Be careful with that package, you lazy slut. It's worth more than you'll make in 10 years.
Que grossa.
If you have coin, welcome to our shop. If not, move along. Too many refugees blocking customers.
Nossa,
I didn't think so, sir. Too much flesh on the bones. You walk tall, proud, not hunched. Sad times in Ferelden.
Sabe alguma coisa especial dele?
Better trade cities to the north, but plenty good trade here. Now with war and blight, business is bad. Oh, yes.
Foda-se, vou esses bagulho também. Ninguém usa flecha nessa merda.
Another visitor, the Maestro. Enjoy browsing my wares.
Quem é você?
Master Trader Ignacio, at your service, good sir. My cousin and I have trade connections all along the seaways. We have furniture, silks, carvings, and much more. Cesar handles the trade stock, I handle other affairs.
Quer fazer
Business deals, meetings. Cesar makes it so I am free of the day-to-day concerns of our store. No, I am not. I am a trader at heart. My home is the road. But I was born past the waking sea in Antiva. It has been many, many years since I have seen her. But the road is a better mistress than my home city ever was.
O que você quer dizer com isso?
On the docks of Rialto, life is cheap. As cheap as the dockside ale and the soiled horse. You can live a longer life out here. And a wise man can make a comfortable fortune in time.
Com flagelos, Ferelden não estou exatamente segura também.
Straightforward, predictable danger is refreshing to me. Any moment in Rialto the streets can run red, and often do. I'd take Darkspawn any day. At least you can see them coming. No. Not yet. Perhaps one day.
Que história você tem de Antiva?
It has been many, many years since I have seen her. But the road is a better mistress than my home city ever was.
Tchau.
Luck be to you, Warden.
I recognize you. From Ostagar. And trust his blood. You're a Grey Warden. Duncan's apprentice. You killed my friend. And good King Kalen. I demand satisfaction,
Gente, essa
sir.
armadura aqui é? Acusação de login contra os guardiões são
So
falsas.
you would compound slander on top of treason. You dare smear Terran Logain's word.
Aham. Os seus cérebros guardiões jamais ajudariam as proles das trevas.
I do not like your tone, sir. But you may be right. I may regret this, but I cannot duel someone who may be guiltless. Leave, Warden. If I find proof, we will meet again.
Só.
Dwarven craft. Welcome, welcome.
Mano, olha que
We sell
bizarro esse
only
book
the
da roupa
strongest
dos
dwarven
bichos.
steel, folded over 100 times in the forges of Orzammar. In times like this, surely your group could use some extra protection on the road.
Que? Eu preferia comprar informação se tiver alguma pra
I'll
vender.
answer what I can, but my policy is not to sell things that don't belong to me.
Quem são algumas das pessoas importantes de Denerim?
Every piece comes with a stamp of assurance from my wife's father, the best smith in Denerim.
Eu apertei o 1 querendo a resposta do outro, foi isso? Entendi. Tá, mas não era isso não.
Welcome back. Is there something else you'd like to...
Eu comprei
I'll answer
informação.
what I can, but my policy is not to sell things that don't belong to me. It's the capital of Ferelden, so naturally the Queen and Regent are at the top. But the man who seems to be running the city guard is the new Arl Rendon Howe. Came in from somewhere up north.
O que tá acontecendo na cidade nesse momento?
The Landsmeet's the big news. Every dusty noble estate in Denerim is airing its sheets, waiting for the Lord to ride into town.
Isso aí já falou. Beleza, valeu.
Anytime, my friend.
Turn your attention elsewhere. My business does not concern you.
Ok.
Thank you and farewell.
Gross.
Magic exists to serve man and never...
Those stung with 100 arrows, those suffering from ailments both great and small, his heart was strong, and he moved on.
They shall be named Maleficar,
Que?
accursed one.
Recebi 3k pelo quê? Ah tá, pelo visto eu trouxe.
They shall find no rest in this world or beyond.
I was getting to that box.
Jenny vermelha. Desaparecimento de Hexel. Tá.
In the name of Andraste, bride of the Maker, be welcome in this house. While the cathedral is closed, if you need to make wedding or funeral arrangements, you'll have to talk to Sister Olma.
Did someone die? I remember a funeral.
King Kalen died, remember? Along with most of the army at Ostagar? Maker guide them all.
That which you fear, living in the shadow of death alone, I have seen it is only a cloud passing before the sun.
The death toll at Ostagar was staggering. We've had a funeral every day for a lost son or daughter of Denerim, and we've many more yet to hold.
Are they singing the chant now? It's a funeral, isn't it?
He should have retired to Val Royeaux years ago, but he wanted to stay and serve the remainder of his days in his homeland. It's the lyrium that does this. He wouldn't be a Templar anymore.
Blessed are they who stand before the corrupt and the wicked and do not falter.
He doesn't forget who he is, even if he can't remember anything else. May the light of the Maker guide your steps.
They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world.
Strange that matters can be so tumultuous and yet the day still be so bright. Oh, my pardon. Just thinking aloud. Are you here for the Chanter's Board?
Quem é você?
I am Sister Justine, curator of the reliquary of this chantry. And pride again. It is hard to live up to the example of Andraste. The archivist tends the books, and I tend the sacred relics. I also search for more to add to our collection, which is more difficult than it sounds. A hawker on the street will claim to have an actual finger bone of Andraste. In this city alone, you could make the skeleton of 10 prophets from fingers alone. Curators often accept them as genuine. I worry about the authenticity of even our most holy artifacts. When I was a curator of a much smaller chantry in Orlais, I thought that false relics slipped through because of laziness. But the life of the cloth is never an easy one, and that explanation always seemed hollow to me. Now I believe it's the seduction of the divine. We all want a personal connection to the Maker. We want to believe that what we hold in our hands is the actual sandal that slipped from Andraste's foot before the fires consumed her. Faith is of the heart, not of the head. When the heart is ungoverned by reason, charlatans have powerful tools to deceive.
Gostaria de conversar sobre outra coisa, equilibrar fé e razão é difícil, no entanto.
And often close to heretical. But I believe that the truth only increases the awe of the Maker and his prophet, not demean it. Even false symbols have the power to inspire, but it seems every year we fall more out of touch with the real Andraste.
Você poderia me contar mais sobre o seu trabalho? Você acha que a urna das cinzas sagradas é real?
Certainly. My research indicates that all of the ashes were gathered into a pot or urn, but it's been lost for centuries. That doesn't stop hawkers from selling pinches of the ashes of Andraste to gullible pilgrims. The real ashes may still be hidden somewhere, though it's possible the urn broke.
Você poderia me contar sobre o seu trabalho? Você poderia me contar sobre o seu
You've
trabalho?
shown admirable patience listening to my diatribe before. I will not bore you again. Suffice it to say, I look for and authenticate holy relics for the chantry.
Quantas relíquias verdadeiras você encontrou?
Well, there's one that might be real. I couldn't prove it wasn't. Perhaps you can understand my skepticism. So many claims, so few truths.
Entendo.
Of course, enjoy your visit to the chantry.
Ela tá fechada. Sei lá, né? Vai que tinha uns lugares pra passar aqui. Um trenzinho escondido pra gente catar.
All men are the work of our Maker's hands, from the lowest slaves to the highest kings.
A roupa do povo vai mudando dependendo de onde eu tô andando, velho. Olha lá. Até a cor da... Então, tá então. Foi dali que a gente veio, né? Ei, Rafaúzer. Pra cá tem coisa. Oh, sério?
Dwarven crafts.
Demora esses
Fine
bagulho,
dwarven
né?
crafts. Direct from Orzammar. You won't find better.
It's done.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts.
Do you think they sell silk ribbons in that store? I've been meaning to spruce up my boots for the longest time. Of course.
Porta misteriosa.
As you desire.
A porta emite um estalo em resposta à sua batida surge uma brisa leve como uma mudança de pressão. Presentear com a pequena caixa pintada. Uma grande sombra acena, uma algibeira de moedas aparece em troca. Continuar. A porta se fecha. Tá bom. O jogo fechou. O jogo carregou e fechou. Oh, Laia, que bom. Ah, que bom. Tá abrindo de novo. Vou voltar ao jogo. Ele fechou de novo. Ah, não. Ah, não. Vou deixar você carregar todo dessa vez. Acho que é o save. Pai, eu entrei em algum lugar que tá travando. E aí o save tá voltando nesse lugar que trava. Será que é por causa da Jenny? Vermelha? Então. Nossa, fala que eu nem sei onde que eu salvei antes da Jenny vermelha. Ai, meu saco. Ah, eu cliquei pra logar de novo. Não era isso que eu precisava, não. Eu precisava logar no save, se voltar um save. Ah, velho, eu só tô triste, só. O outro acho que foi depois do Golem, velho. Que aí a gente foi pra... Como é que chama? A gente foi pro nosso acampamento e depois foi pra cidade que a gente tá atualmente. Vou tentar de novo. Se não der, a gente vai ficar por aqui com o jogo. É, não vai dar. A gente fica por aqui com o jogo, eu refaço essa parte cuzona aqui de novo. Que foi praticamente a nossa última hora, velho. Foi a nossa última hora jogada no lixo. É isso, a gente vai a little bit mais cedo pro LoL. Eu faço isso aqui off-stream e volto amanhã. Espero que com save não fudido. É isso.